Hello. It's been not that long, but it feels pretty long to me. Time seems to move more slowly when I'm not occupied with something like recording playthroughs. It's a good thing I said I wouldn't continue with any playthrough until the month of May because I got sick in the meanwhile. Otherwise, I would have actually recorded even before May because I was wrong about my schedule. I just misremembered. I moved some things a month earlier. They actually happen in June, so I think I can do a little playthrough here. I figured I'd start on this screen to show everything. I like that the cursor is a unicorn horn. You'll see why that is later. This game requires a controller, and I'll be playing it with a PlayStation 5 controller. By the way, I have my air conditioning on. I did a small test with no desktop audio to make sure it's not too intrusive. And I think it's fine, but do let me know and I'll try to do something about it if it's still intrusive. I bet you've never heard of this developer. Though you may have heard of this game. The sickness actually, this is what I was intending to play when I talked about a platformer at the end of the Star of Providence playthrough. However, few people saw that. Getting sick made me want to play this even more, because there's something nostalgic about being sick and staying home and playing something like this. Maybe I still sound a little different. I'm not devoid of phlegm yet. It was just a common cold, nothing to worry about, really. Now, I grew up with PlayStation 1, so I don't have nostalgia for the N64 specifically, but I think in terms of time period, it's close enough that this game still kind of resonates with me that way. When it comes to the developer, his history is mostly in webcomics. I've seen only a few of them, and I actually really like his sense of humor. I think it carried over into the game, as did some of the character design, expressions, and poses, which I think turned out great, but you'll see. Other than that, I think he made a 2D side-scrolling puzzle platformer with a similar world and progression to Metroid, but I don't even remember that game's name. I'll have to look into it later. I'm gonna keep the default settings, which is CRT filter 4x3. I think there's a slight blur as well. I guess I can show the other options, though. I think B has less of a blur. Can't really tell the difference between B and C. It probably won't even come across on YouTube. Oh no, this is the blur one. Right, I misremembered that. No scan lines. 3D. I guess that could work, but why would you? I don't know, maybe there were some old games that had a 3D option. But yeah, those are all the graphics settings, and I'll stick to... Oh, widescreen is just... Yeah, I'll stick to the default, because I do think it suits the art style of the game pretty well, and I'll delete my save file, because I do want to show everything. You have to hold both triggers and press confirm. A third button to confirm, I mean. I'll stop blathering and get this started. Like that transition is a piece of... an ear of corn, I mean. Oh boy, the nacho dream again. They sure seem to end up here a lot these days. How'd I get here anyways? Right. This is a dream? Eh, who cares? Nachos. I won't say the name of the character yet, because that'll be introduced soon enough. The first thing I saw was this area when I looked up the game, I'm pretty sure. And I actually know about this game because of a Steam friend. I just realized something about the camera. Yeah, I prefer it not to be inverted. Yeah, that's much better. I'll talk about all these UI elements later. I will say that the soda bottle is your life, at least. Now before I proceed, if you try to head back... If I go back through there, I'll wake up. If that happens, then they're gonna make me go to school, so I'm staying here. I definitely feel that with what I said about the nostalgia of being sick. It was such a great feeling to be sick and to not have to go to school. It was such a relief. I want to point out right off the bat, the sound design is great. The sound effects are very comical. I like the different... like I'm walking on the asphalt right now. You can hear the hoof noises, which is adorable. And a much different footstep sound on the dirt here. There's a lot of attention to detail in this game. I really like the main character's animations and expressions, but you'll see more of that soon enough. You can wander around in this parking lot, but there isn't much you can do right now, if anything. You can wall jump. And you can find this switch, but there's nothing you can do to press it at the moment. Worth noting, I have fully completed this game, so I'm trying to show an experienced perspective, and I will fully complete it during this playthrough as well, of course. Actually, never read that. Tub beer? Nacho Emporium. Of course, and Dream Soda spelled with 2 E's. Anyway, you gotta head in here. I have to say, this entrance and this door and the transition when you walk through a loading zone like this really reminds me of Ape Escape, and I wonder if that was an influence. Lexi's Monster Park. I'm gonna try to do this area, this video. I'll keep these videos short, because even I was exhausted watching through hour-long videos in the Star of Providence playthrough. What the heck? This ain't the Nacho Emporium. What's going on here? Hi, Sev. I'm gonna go with Sev. I don't know how you pronounce that, but... Huh? Oh, it's Alexis. Where is this place, Alexis? This is my park. What do you think? Isn't it cool? Looks like if I take one step in this place, I'll get eaten by some inflatable clown demon. Haha, no, come on. I made up this park so we can train our corn powers. How many times I gotta tell ya? Ain't no such thing as corn powers. We're just developmentally crippled mutant goats. All the experts agree. No way, we totally have corn powers. Like, you know, you can do a headbutt in the air by jumping and pressing action button. That's just because this is a dream. Normal goats can do whatever they want in a dream, and all I can do is that. And, oh yeah, this is a dream. Now all this dumb crap makes sense. Anyway, I'm getting out of here. Where'd the door go? Oh, it's up there now. See it? What? How does that make any sense? Oh, right. I almost forgot already. Anyway, I made sure to put up lots of sticky notes to tell you how to use everything in the park. So, make sure to read all of them by pressing the action button. That's the button to the left of the jump button, by the way. I hope you know where that is. They can get up there for sure. I have a lot to talk about already. I absolutely love these two. The titular corn kids. They have this simple, charming 2000s goth aesthetic that I think I've even seen on some cartoon characters in some of the stuff I watched growing up, so I find that incredibly charming, and I'm particularly fond of Alexis. Just look at her idle animation, that little wiggle. When she's walking around here, it looks like she's playing hopscotch almost, which really fits the park. That like, good character design, animation, and expressiveness leads to infatuation, I think. And I can understand if people love Sev just as much as her, and you actually control Sev, so... But I think I'm showcasing how biased I am towards any girl, any female character design, right? The character you don't get to control, that you don't see as much of, is my favorite. Someone pointed out, but is this supposed to be some caricature of Spyro the Dragon? I think so. Anyway, I should talk to Alexis again. Did you read all the sticky notes? Or all of the sticky notes, I should have said. Can you just tell me what to do right now? Ah, no. I went through all the trouble to write all those sticky notes. Please read them. Although, unlike the notes, I might tell you something else if you talk to me again. Sure. The path leading to the top is through there, in case you didn't know. See? Wasn't that useful? So remember to talk to me twice in case you are ever stuck. I believe she just loops now. Yeah. But yeah, she will show up again. If you jump onto a wall, you can jump again. Grab the ledge, then jump a third time. Just like on the ground, remember to keep the jump button held down for a higher jump. I think wall jumping feels great in this game, but I'll try not to elaborate on any of the controls until the tutorial is over. This is a XP cube. If you get enough to fill the XP meter, it'll open up new areas. Climb the ladder by jumping up the rungs. I don't recall seeing the word rungs, so I'm not sure if that's... I didn't slide down because there's another XP cube down here. I missed that one the first time, and I was wondering, well, where the hell am I missing 1 XP in this level? I think there are quite a few bits of XP like that. Yeah, I should probably read all the sticky notes down here first. Having beaten the game, I want to rush towards the objectives, but I do want to showcase everything. I never noticed until now, but Sev's head tracks Alexis. Did you catch that? That's a nice detail. Anyway, you can bounce on some objects. Press left trigger to do a slam butt and bounce higher. Not this bush though. I mean that springy guy. Yeah, this... I forget what the geometric shape is, but this shape is a bush. Apparently. One thing I love about graphics like this, even nowadays, is that they really require your imagination. I think that particularly works well in horror games. That's part of the reason even Silent Hill 1 is still pretty scary, because you look at certain things and you can't really... I mean, Silent Hill 2 and 3 also did this, but with PS1 graphics you especially have to apply a lot of interpretation. And what you imagine is always going to be scarier than what you actually see. But here it's more just general imagination. Maybe more childlike imagination. Press zoom button to zoom out the camera for a better view from above. That'd be the button to the right of the jump button. hold the R button to center the camera behind you. Hold the R trigger to get a closer look around. I think this game does have a lot of support for different types of controllers. Beyond the humor of Alexa's breaking the fourth wall and saying action button the way she does with poor grammar, I think it's phrased this way so that it makes enough sense regardless of what controller you're using. So there's the zoomed out camera. I'm gonna use this a lot. I think this is the most comfortable way to play the game. This is the close-up camera, which again reminds me of Spyro. And yeah. Basic butts, teehee. Press action button in the air to headbutt forwards. Press L trigger in the air to headbutt downwards. Hold L trigger on the ground to crouch and press jump to headbutt upwards. Hold L trigger and press action. Oh, just action? I don't think I noticed that it doesn't say button here. To headbutt forward on the ground. So that's a lot. This is the air headbutt. If you haven't gotten the joke yet, corn kids, what is the corn? First of all, I think... I don't know where the image is used, but there's an image that is a parody of the poster for... I don't know if it's the book or the mini-series of Stephen King's Children of the Corn, which is such a random reference. And hey, while I'm talking, you can see the idols of Sev here. Very expressive. But the actual joke is unicorn kids, shortened to corn kids. And yeah, they're goats with birth defects that they only have a singular horn. So they're like unicorn goats, basically. So anyway, here are the rest of the headbutts. This one in particular reminds me of Banjo-Kazooie. In spite of never playing Banjo-Kazooie, I have seen some playthroughs. I remember it quite vividly, and yeah, that's one of them. Oh yeah, and if you do that while moving, it results in that. This is without moving, this is with moving. I think it makes you move a little bit faster than just running around normally, but I'm not sure. Do not headbutt this button. Yep, looks like it's time to headbutt that button. P.S. That is what is called reverse psychology. You actually are supposed to headbutt it. Now I don't want to do it anymore. I love all the humor that comes through these tutorial messages. It's a shame a lot of... one of the reasons I wanted to play this game is that aside from like one or two big channels, it doesn't have that much coverage, and I found no complete playthroughs with commentary, so I figured I'd have something to add with this one. You can wall jump off a surface even after you headbutt into it. Climb up this rock and then headbutt to the next one and jump to the ledge. So yeah, if I headbutt into that, after impact you can jump. It's exactly like a wall jump, it just gives you more leeway. Then you can connect to the wall with the headbutt so that you don't, to ensure that you don't fall short. Slam into the screw above, then press action button a bunch of times to unscrew. Makes me dizzy. There's another sticky note there, but I'll do this first. And you have to press the left trigger to slam downwards, of course. You might have guessed already that that's what we have to do back at the Nacho Emporium to hit that switch. Very important message alarm. Please imagine the wee-woo noise here. I won't make the noise because it does say imagine. If you just run off the edge from here, you're gonna fall on your face and get hurt. The key to getting down safely is to push the analog stick lightly to walk off the ledge. Then you can grab the ledge and press left trigger to slide down. don't understand this, you're gonna fall so many times that the gravity will be jealous. So jealous that he will kill you. That's what I meant about his sense of humor. I love that. I also think combining a tutorial with a joke like that might make you remember the advice better, or at least I hope that it would. While on the ground, you can press the action button to punch. I can't imagine why you would want to do such a thing, but you can. Sometimes you gotta keep punching over and over to knock the enemy out. Not that I would ever condone such a thing, but they are carrying soda. Just saying. Alright, was there something about... No, there isn't, but I guess I'll do this now. You might have noticed the eyeballs that just appeared on this bush. That's because... it's not really a bush. I know there's a tutorial message later explaining what those are, so I won't explain now. To avoid redundancy. These enemies are hilarious. There are some quirks about combat in this game, though. I knock these guys out in 3 punches, right? But it's actually that your combo kills on its last hit. You have to do a full combo to kill an enemy. Enemies don't actually take damage, they just get stunned. Which is a bit weird, it might be confusing. Yeah, the trash cans are sort of a side objective, but that'll make sense later, too. Headbutt into a crank and repeatedly press the attack button to spin it. You have to have a crank on there to spin first, I think, probably. Oh, this one's pretty funny, I think. This machine will give you delicious dream soda. This is important to refill your soda meter, because if you lose all your soda, you die. Just insert $3.49. Oop. Too bad. Looks like I forgot my wallet. And also forgot my pants to put a wallet in. Guess I'll just have to headbutt it instead. P.S. Please don't try to get soda by headbutting the machine. That could break it. Yeah, I'm still gonna do it. Maybe the camera angle's a bit awkward for that one, but I otherwise really like that. Again, really basic stuff, it's just this is how you heal yourself. Worth noting, the soda bottle as a life display really reminds me of Conker's Bad Fur Day, which I think used like a bar of chocolate, and each piece of chocolate is 1 hit point. It's a bit less clear with the soda bottle exactly how much life I have, of course. But there's at least an indication for when you're on your last hit. You'll see that later, probably. Unless I'm just that good at the game, I guess. If you see something with a target on it like this, try and headbutt it. Something might happen, or it might not. It kind of depends. So here, this is already all the way down, but this is not. So yeah, that's how it depends there. It's a bit vague to say that it depends, but it does make sense if you think about it. There are ledges and walls you can climb onto. Climb to the end of the ledge and keep holding left to jump to the pipes. Then hold left or right while climbing the pipes to jump to other pipes. I have actually forgotten the tutorial messages that are more obvious like that. I have to say, the controls in this game feel great. I just mess stuff up sometimes. Like, you gotta hold a direction first so that you jump sideways. Because there I jumped and then I started steering myself in midair. I didn't actually jump sideways the first time. Uh-oh, you got pretty high up. If you fall from up here, you could get really hurt. Make sure to find a way to climb back down, or... Alright, there's water down there. You can just jump into that also. Yep, and I forget if it was mentioned that... Yeah, I don't recall how Oh yeah, that's how you center the camera with the right shoulder button. I actually need the tutorial for it again, but I forgot. There was another camera control with which I could clearly show you the water down there. Right there, I did something that I shouldn't know about yet, but you could also just headbutt across the gap. Jump and headbutt, I mean. A red screw is worth 3 XP. Headbutt it, then keep pressing action button to unscrew. There's something very satisfying about that. Also a weird connection for the headbutt to unscrew stuff like that, but yeah. After falling for a while, you completely lose control. You can only steer yourself slightly. And you gotta aim for something that'll negate fall damage. I actually like the fall damage in this game. The levels are sort of built around it, like the water here, and some other things we'll see later. Press action button while swimming to dive underwater. Hold down jump button underwater to swim. You can headbutt underwater too. Don't forget you have to breathe sometimes, though. For some reason the swimming also makes me think of Conker. Although I think for Conker there was like an image of his, or actually a model of his face in the HUD to indicate how much air he has left. I think I'll go over here first. You could very easily discover this the first time you play. Although I actually missed it, but hey, now I know. This crazy mirror is worth 10 XP. Woes. It's not enough to just break it though. You have to complete the challenge inside. This might be too advanced for you now. It doesn't hurt to try though. P.S. Oh wait, I just remembered. It actually does hurt to try. Maybe you should just stay here in the park where it's safe. Well, this is not my first rodeo, so... The effects on that mirror are really good, by the way. The reflection in particular reminds you that this isn't an old N64 game, because there's no way. I guess it's a good a time as any to say the soundtrack is pretty nice. Although, funnily enough, it's mostly music from... I forget what year exactly, but it's royalty-free music from the early 2000s, I want to say. The developer just remixed some of it. Once I'm done with this and we get to the credits, you'll see and I'll know for sure what the details were. Yeah, that peg I grabbed onto, you can hang off of it, or you can jump up, sort of like how I'm hanging here. If I press the left trigger now, I'll drop. If I'm standing on top of that peg, pressing left trigger will drop down and grab onto it. But obviously you want to stand on it to jump higher. It's kind of pointless to go here right now, but what the heck. This is obviously a Sesame Street parody, which is kind of random. Hey, you there. Ah, a puppet. Again, I love the facial expressions. Just look at Sev here. My name is the Garbage Grump, and how would you like to be an official garbage-keteer? It's easy. Just knock over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 garbages. To help make the world a more trashful place. Know what I'm saying? Okay, I think I found one already. No, dog. This one doesn't count. I'm using it for things. Now get out of here. Don't come back till you're done. More garbages. There's still more garbages left in this world. The ones outside this park don't count, by the way. That's not part of my hood. I actually didn't talk to him a second time before. I guess I still haven't learned anything, because I'm sure you heard those notification sounds. Sorry. It bugs me. I have to do something about it. At least I can still talk. Because my headphone cord is pretty long. But I didn't think of anything to talk about. So this is just a side quest. It's not that big of a deal, but I do appreciate the random humor of this NPC. Yeah, the fact that you can talk to him a second time and he confirms that only the garbage cans in the park count is actually kind of nice. Though I don't know how many people would exhaust dialogue so thoroughly. I think just moving with the jump button underwater is better than headbutting. Headbutting is just for the few cases where you can hit a switch or something like that. A balmy bird will hatch from this egg. Headbutt him and he'll be stuck on your horn. Jump and headbutt towards him to home in. Hold right trigger to aim, then press action button to fire and he will explode. Or hold left trigger to crouch and press action for a shorter launch. Please try to explode him gently though. So this is precise aim. The other trigger just launches it at that arc. Oh, I missed. You can blow this up, and if you remember there was a rock with a sticky note on the opposite side of this fence. I didn't think to do this the first time, but I will do it this time. That's kind of a sneaky collectible. I guess I could beat up these socks again. Socks with shoes. They are very funny enemies. I have a sneaking suspicion that these videos are not going to be as short as I want them to be. I'm a bit too thorough, perhaps. Yeah, you have to precisely aim to shoot over the fence. And you also got to be really close to the fence. It's not really that easy. Some XP is buried underground. Don't expect me to teach you how to dig it out, though. I don't know if you can yet. Maybe it's something you'll learn about later on. Just like Mario and Luigi. Another sneaky cube back there. There's something satisfying to me about just collecting simple geometric shapes like these cubes. Like, other games similar to this, like Spyro, have more distinct collectibles, but I don't mind these nondescript cubes either. A comfy mattress will cushion your fall. No way am I touching that thing. Who knows how much hobo urines it's done soaked up. P.S. Don't worry about hobo urines. This is fresh out of the mattress factory. Fine. I suppose it does have that lemony scented freshness. Hobo urines. That line did stop me dead in my tracks the first time. It's so silly. Headbutt a boost pad and you can jump really high. You can even jump again after using it, I think. These are used to great effect later. About the wall jumps, by the way, you can really steer yourself while you're going up a wall. It doesn't even feel like you're stuck to the wall. It feels like you're moving along the wall and there's just a unique animation for that, even though when it comes to the physics of the game, it's not really affecting you much, if at all, until you decide to jump or something. Treasure. I wonder what's inside. Jump then headbutt to unscrew it. P.S. It's actually a crank that's inside. You need to use it to open that door. Well, so much for the surprise. I'm not sure why these treasure chests are a thing, because technically the collectible could just be sitting here, but there's something satisfying about opening a chest, I guess. Please don't just run off that ledge and fall on your face. Press the analog stick lightly to walk or tiptoe, then you can grab onto the ledge again. Press left trigger while on a ledge to drop down. I ever showcased the tiptoe animation, actually? I will be using the words cute and adorable very often when playing this game. That's another one of the reasons I wanted to play it for a series, because, oh yeah, horizontal pulls like this, with left trigger you can drop down, and with the jump button you can get back up, and that does come into play later. But this game just makes me happy, you know? And I'm even more happy that I can say that without any... I mean, the same was true of Star of Providence, but that's a game I've played for so long and thought about so hard. And the whole roguelike thing I have many misgivings with, and it's hard not to think of the negatives after all that time. But here, I'm just happy and I want to showcase this game. Hold down the left button if you need to see what is directly below you. Or hold R button and press zoom if you can't reach the L button. Right, yeah, not the triggers, the shoulder buttons. This is what I was trying to do earlier. It's actually very useful. It's specifically designed so you can... Actually, I mentioned this in the tackle box playthrough, if anyone's watched that. Because at the time I was still finishing this game when I wasn't recording tackle box. Yeah, that camera angle is definitely designed so that you can, pretty sure you could look up to see that XPQ, yeah. It's specifically designed for you to aim at a mattress or water or anything else that can break your fall and avoid fall damage. I think I'll finish up the sticky notes over here before I proceed. You can do a headbutt even in a different direction than you're jumping in. See if you can jump past this white pillar, then headbutt the wall to the right and jump up. Like so. Just moving Sev around and doing cool platforming stuff like that feels great. Those propeller things are probably one of the most difficult enemies in the game just because they have 2 attacks and they're fairly aggressive. It's funny. Obviously combat's not a big deal in this game, but even something as simple as that enemy can be kind of a problem. If you try to headbutt the propeller enemy while it's charging towards you, it's not going to work. You're going to run into the propeller and hit stun will happen, and yeah. You can headbutt upwards also. Just hold left trigger to crouch and then jump. That's a good reminder. You might do a lot in between the sticky note that just mentions the upwards headbutt offhand and this moment. I want to stress that when I wall jumped just now, I aimed myself diagonally during the wall jump. It feels so good. Another thing this game does that I like, fixed camera angles, and yeah, there was an XP cube back there. Jump off a wall in the other direction to grab the ledge above. You can only do it once, though. Hey, everyone else can do that infinity times. Why can I only do one? BS, if you're in an area where it seems you can't control the camera, just press zoom button to zoom it back in. Then you can see everything again. And they tell you that here, I think specifically, so you can see that XP cube. Or alternatively, if you just do that, I think it'll become visible again. This game is mostly really easygoing, and if this is anything to go by, I mean, it's the tutorial area, obviously, but it's obviously quite easy as well. This might seem pointless, but if I can get to the end of this area, you'll understand why that's there. But this game does get pretty hard in the end game, which is part of the reason I like it so much. It does feel like it's made for people who grew up with old school platformers. This is a somewhat small side area. Alexis was not lying. The door that you need the crank for is the way forward. You can headbutt that. I don't remember if this enemy was substantially different from the socks with shoes. But yeah, that's another unique looking enemy, at least. Yeah, just being near a wall lets you wall jump once. It almost feels like a double jump. You don't really have to stick to the wall or commit to it that hard. I kinda like that. I already know what to do, but it's not too hard to figure out that this block can be moved, I don't think. I also like that these orbs are... there are multiple things, like the grass you might have seen in the park earlier. They're just sprites that always face the camera. That works pretty well in a low-res, low-poly game like this. It's probably less taxing on the system to render sprites than 3D models, right? That's another thing about visuals like this. I could probably run this on my crappy laptop in my hometown. That's what I use when I'm there. And that is a serious upside to this visual style. I would never buy a new graphics card just to play the most modern release of a game that I, well, quite frankly, don't even care about in the first place. It baffled me so much when, if you've heard of Remedy's Control, that game, I mostly know about it because I'm a fan of Poets of the Fall, but I'm a fan of Poets of the Fall because of Remedy's games, so... full circle, I guess. But when Control first came out, all anyone talked about was its use of ray tracing. I saw little to no coverage about its actual gameplay, which really annoyed the hell out of me. Even people who were playing the game were barely talking about the game itself. And I couldn't care less about ray tracing, honestly. I think most games don't even need it, because especially something stylized it would just look weird to have realistic lighting in it. Like, why are we going for realism when the style is not realism, you know? I'll never understand why people play Minecraft with various shaders, including ray tracing. It's just absurd to me. I don't know. I guess I'm just different. The zip line will get you back down safely. You don't really need it here since you can also slide down the wall, but try it anyway. Maybe later. I think there was another zip line somewhere. You can sort of see in the camera angle while you're screwing that there's a ledge to grab onto here. And another trash can. I actually can't complete the trash can side quest right now, but I'll still do most of it. The progress is permanent. This is an XP crystal. It's worth 10 whole XP. You gotta break it first. A really nice detail would have been if the sticky note flew off or fell to the ground, but that's just asking too much, I think. You might not be able to get past here yet. Don't forget to come back later. Actually, you can get further here than you might think. Although you still can't do much, I'm gonna show it off. Jump sideways, wall jump, headbutt, and you can make it all the way over here. I think you're intended to, but this is still inaccessible. And you can still go a bit further though. Headbutt this. Jump up here. Grab onto this, I think. No, I'm kind of wrong. Maybe I can make it to the next ledge, but no, I'm not gonna try. It's too dangerous. Yeah, that ledge is because of that dirt wall, but you'll see what the dirt is all about way later. At this rate, maybe a couple videos later. Yeah, this way. Just a wall jump is fine. And all of that work just to get 2 more XP. I'm not even sure 2 XP makes a difference. It doesn't cross any kind of breakpoint or anything. I wonder if I can just jump over here and... Yeah, that's a nice shortcut without taking any fall damage. Actually, wait, why am I going back up here again? Yeah, that's everything you can do here for now. And I'll use that zipline. Nice. Now finally, the way forward. I think you just about would take fall damage there if you don't land on the mattress. I think you could jump onto it from even higher up later, though. Something I should point out now about these soda machines. When they're out of soda and they stop glowing like this, there's smoke up here. Do you notice the oxygen meter? Yeah, this can kill you. When you run out of oxygen, you just start taking damage periodically. And if you just wait here and die to that, you get an achievement. More so than that, if you keep hitting the machine after it's out of soda, any minute now, it explodes. But that actually removes the soda machine. Remember that. That's all I'll say for now. If you headbutt a bubble or some other floating object, you can jump off of it. Just hit and hold down the jump button when you make contact. We in the business call it the butt jump. I'm a big fan of the butt jump because you can chain together multiple jumps and aerial headbutts. And yes, the game will go crazy with that eventually. I did say it gets hard. Did you hear that jingle sound? That probably means there's a chameleon moth nearby. They disguise themselves as objects and will only come out if you headbutt them. They're worth 5 XP. P.S. He isn't disguised as this lamp. I already checked. So you got that sound. In this case, I think the painting shakes. Oh, there's also the eyeballs. We saw that earlier. Just being thorough again. I have no idea what's on that painting yet. The painting of Alexis. Oh, there's another one of those. I'm sure there was a point in development when these paintings weren't here and the developer just added them because the rooms felt a bit empty. Or like this bit of furniture here, whatever it is. There's another great animation. Actually, can I get a better angle on that? Yeah. Couldn't tell you what that is. Maybe it's a background from one of his past projects. I can only speculate. Wait a minute, I should go the other way first. Like I'm sure fans of Bogosop, like that looks like something from that side scroller I mentioned before. I can't be too sure. I couldn't move this bookshelf. See if you can do it. This is one way of doing it. But also you can just headbutt it. You can go pretty far too. Yeah, all this furniture, these lamps, and paintings do add a lot to this place. Oh, that... I know what that painting is, wow. I can't tell you what that is yet. Maybe that's intriguing. I couldn't think of anything to put here, so I drew you an octopus drinking exploding OJ. Didn't have any crayons left, so I drew it using pasta. P.S. Please don't try to lick the pasta. It took me over 3 hours. Yeah, this is just a dead end. That's it. It's just this. I love that. That's not even a tutorial. It's just a cute little thing. So here's something I've been doing. If there's nothing in the air to jump off of, just try using the wall instead. Then do a headbutt to reach the ledge. You don't even have to be facing the wall to jump. Just being near it is enough. Just keep moving forward towards the ledge while near the wall, and jump. I do really like that. I think some games have really awkward wall jumps where it either feels really stiff because you're just stuck to the wall, or it feels like you really need to press up against the wall for a while to make sure that a wall jump happens, I mean. Here, it's perfect. I have no complaints. I love the way it feels. If you jump off of an object, you can headbutt again and jump off more objects. So yeah, they're already doing the butt jump chains. You can jump off a wall in other directions too. See if you can wall jump to the left and then headbutt that bubble. Oh, I know what... yeah, I can do that. I don't think I did it that way the first time, even though I read that message. I think the idea is that, yeah. Aiming the wall jump sideways. That was one of 2 switches for that door. I think I did take damage from the vending machine, so that is good. Slam to the left, spin to the right. Slam to the right, spin to the left. It's just basic physiognometry. Wow, that's a tongue twister. Those rotatable head slam things do play a decent role later. But before I go through there's something else you can do with this bird. It's probably going to require precise aim. Yeah. Just a screw. Fully completing this game is absolutely worth it. Maybe not absolute 100%, but getting mostly everything in the game will lead you to probably its best level, and most difficult level, of course. This is a level door. You can only break through it if your level is at least as high as the number. So go find more XP. That's 3, so even if there's a way to show the, I think I just have to pause to show the UI. I'm not even at level 2, and I don't think there's enough XP to reach level 3, so there is some mandatory backtracking. But I don't think it's that bad. Mostly because this is a very short game. It's not too much of a hassle. Technically it only has 4 levels. But I suspect it's gonna take me more than 4 videos to get it done. That's fine though. Yeah, that cage in there is gonna require yet another bird, and why am I going over here? The bird is over there. I can at least try to use this move to go a bit faster. Gotta be quick. You can kind of tell how long the bird will last before it blows up based on the number of times it clicks. Clicks like a chicken, I just realized. Kind of a comically mismatched bit of audio there. Use headbutts to get from one pipe to the next. One of these pipes leads to the top, but I don't remember which one. While I was reading that, I was staring at this wall, and I want to say, I don't know too much about the Nintendo 64, but these textures, I think, are purposefully blurry, and the N64 did the same thing. That have something to do with, maybe smoothing out the low-res textures so that they don't seem as pixelated. I think that was one way the N64 was trying to set itself apart, right? At least I have some memory of that being the reason. I love the swing around the pole if you headbutt into it. That's really nice. I was replaying Freedom Planet recently. It has a similar thing with ladders if you're going really fast. Maybe that's another game I should play. If you press against the surface as you jump, you can run up for a little extra height. It's maybe the only way you'll grab the sledge. Ha! She doesn't know how to spell against. Even I knew that. I do think all the purposefully poor grammar and misspelling is very charming. It's like, yeah, these characters are kids. Hammer the point home, right? Cartoon kids, but kids nonetheless. The first time I was going through here, I don't think I paid too much attention to the sticky note that described the object it was on as a bush. an object that has the same texture as these walls, right? So this almost looked morbid to me, and I was wondering if the game would take a dark turn. But this is just... yeah, there's the bush and the leaves when you start walking up here, so it's just vegetation. The red color does look morbid, though. A bit like flesh. Maybe that was intentional. This game generally has a nice, uncanny atmosphere to it. This is basically the end of the level, but I am going to do a little bit more. Because I can. I'll do everything I can here on the first go. First of all, there's this... no, not like that. I think you have to headbutt into the wall and then jump off it to get a little bit more height. That's the idea. This will turn on multi-jump pads. If you all jump off one of these, it will let you all jump again. It's too hard to jump to all of them. I can't do it. This part is for experts only. At least it doesn't hurt to fall on those leaves, though. Remember, you don't have to be sliding on a pad to jump. Just jump close to it, push the analog stick in the direction you want to jump, and jump again. The same applies to all wall jumps as well. These are fairly unique. Obviously, they only make sense in a game where you have limited wall jumps. I would describe them as sort of like jump refreshers and I Wanna Be the Guy, but, well, I Wanna Be the Guy fan games, I guess. The original didn't have those. But in a 3D platformer, obviously, and they're actual physical objects that you can run into. For the more mainstream folk, think of them as the things that refresh your dash in Celeste. They take some getting used to, but they feel great. They're much more freeform, though. I mentioned the I Wanna Be the Guy thing because I don't like how stiff the dash is in Celeste. It always goes a fixed distance. When I've played games where it doesn't work that way. Oh, level 2. I think level 2 could do something, but I don't remember where the level 2 door was, if there was a level 2 door. Might as well jump in the leaves. Yeah, part of the reason I'm not the biggest fan of Celeste is I've played stuff like I Wanna Be the Guy fan games, and well, for one, they're free, and they're somewhat similar, and they do way crazier things that I find a bit more interesting. And the air jumps and jump refreshers are much more freeform than the dash. Anyway, I don't know why I'm talking about that while playing a 3D platformer. I guess it's somewhat related, right? This will turn on the boost rings. Headbutt through the rings, and you'll go pretty far, I think. Don't forget to jump when you hit the boost pad at the end, though. This is pretty fun, although knowing fall damage and... yeah, it can be a bit scary, maybe. But I'm very comfortable with the game at this point. I fear no jump. You can maybe jump onto the mattress from up here. But try using those wall grab points to get back instead. Just walk slowly off the ledge to grab it, then climb to the right side. Keep holding right at the end of the ledge to do a side jump. Side jump off each grab point until you get to the last one, then press crouch to slide down. Can you actually see the mattress? Oh yeah. I guess you could steer yourself all the way into it. I didn't do that before, though. This is way better anyway. There's nothing for me down there. I think the camera controls in this game are pretty well done. And I also like the use of fix camera angles. I don't have many complaints when it comes to the camera. The way she zaps you is absolutely Zoe the fairy from Spyro 2 and 3, saving your game at a checkpoint. Hooray, you made it, Sev. What? How'd you get up here before me? And since when can you fly? I can't really fly, I'm just floating on the draft from this portal. Let me try that. That may not be a good idea. If you fell in there, it could scramble all your particles. If you find a portal like this, I can bring you back here if you fall to your doom or wake up. So, in other words, I'll just come back here even if I do get scrambled. So let me have a turn. Sorry, it only works for me. Isn't it neat, though? I call it the cornhole. I'm gonna stop you right there. You can go ahead and exit now, or stay if you want to find more XP. You may need it. So anyway, look for me again outside. Any questions? Where are my nachos? Any other questions? So yeah, that marks the end of the first area. I will go through the door, just because I'm not sure where I'll end up if I don't cross a loading zone. But yeah, that's why that. I don't know what to call this, really. Did I refer to this thing? Anyway, that grab point is there so that you can take a shortcut here. I do like the effects on the door a lot. In fact, I think they look even better now. Let me try opening it. Yeah, that effect is pretty much flawless. I think I noticed some seams at the back the first time because I'm thorough like that. Back to the parking lot. Now I can hit that switch and continue, but I think this is a good stopping point. Besides, how long has it been? Oof. You know what? I think it's just... I think hour-long uploads are just my thing. I wouldn't want to break that up into multiple parts anyway. This isn't the old YouTube days. I'm not gonna roleplay when there were hard limits, like 15 minutes per video, until your channel's big enough. So yeah. I hope you enjoy this playthrough. Thank you for watching.